The engine is starting up. 3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is Rift Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Sensitive/offensive content disclaimer. Please note that this podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Come on in. Happy New Year. Hi, friends. I missed all you guys over Christmas and New Year's and right before Christmas, too, because we had the technical difficulties. Welcome to the Rift Radio Network. We are back. Mysteries Beyond the Scenes. We're back. I hope everybody had a great holiday. Y'all are keeping very warm. Hi, Miss Lee. Thanks, Susan. Hi, Miss Lois. How are you guys? How's everybody doing? Hi, Michelle and Howie. Hi, Miss Cindy. How are you? And Tammy. Tammy, you guys are getting snow because it's coming up here again. Denise, Chris. Change into your astrology background. What astrology? What astrology background? Oh, look at the green. Yeah, that's the green. This is the slideshow. This is the slideshow, Howie. This is the drone. This is the drone vibe because we are going to look at the astrology of the drones. And then what happened is, then we had the Vegas and the New Orleans situation. So I combined those two. So I have those charts in here too, because the manifesto from Vegas combined the drones. So I thought, oh, I'm going to add that with the drone segment. I think the drone segment is very interesting for our friends up east. We were not having any drone sightings. And if we were, people just, they weren't paying attention to them. So I'm trying to figure out how to, this is a new slideshow thing. So let me try to figure out how to change to the next slide, you guys. Let me see if I can figure this out. How's everybody doing? Well, I figured this out. I'm not quite sure how to do this. We might just have to look at the green. Aha, got it, you guys. Let me get the chat back in. So did everybody, Kathy wants snow? Are you kidding me? Kathy, I'm going to send you a picture tomorrow because we got 12, we got a foot last Sunday and Monday. I'm going to send you a picture. I literally got stuck. I'm 5 foot tall. I couldn't walk in it, even with boots. I was stuck. My shovel was in the garage. So I couldn't get to the shovel to get out. So I was stuck. So we're supposed to get 5 more inches, I think, Friday. But you know, when you've made it past the foot of snow, now you can drive in it. Now we're not cold. I mean, it's 0 out now. I'm not wearing my coat. I wear just like a jacket. You layer clothing. You get used to it. We're not even wearing gloves now. You don't even see people wearing gloves. So it's like, okay, we're used to it. So I'm going to send Miss Kathy a ton of snow. Lord, I'll tell you, I'm done. I don't want any more. But I do have this snow thing on my car, snow mode. So I put my car in snow mode. I didn't know what it was. Well, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas, you guys, and a happy new year. It just seems like we have had events, bam, 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 happening left and right. I know, Denise. Get a heated jacket. Nobody's wearing jacket. We're wearing jackets, but not like nobody's bundled up anymore. We're done with it. Oh no, why are y'all having water issues? What happened? Oh, that's scary. I don't like that. That's scary. That's scary, you guys. There's a lot of scary, weirdness going on. Hi, Miss Linda. Let's get to the drones. I'll post some pictures because the snow, the piles literally are coming up to here on me. Like when they're trying to get into like a parking lot, you can hide behind the piles of snow. I don't know where we're going to put any more. We don't have any more room. We have to send it down to Texas or down to Alabama or Mississippi. We'll send it down to you guys. Send it to Florida. The astrology of the drones was intriguing to me. I don't know about you guys. And Susan said she saw some. I've got a picture of some. So Susan sees the drones in Boston. Does anybody else see drones or have seen the drones? Have you guys seen them? You're going to find this interesting. And apparently there's a connection. Chris says, I think the police are using the drones to track people or look for nice bonfires. Interesting. And Florida, so you've seen them in PA and in Florida. I don't think we've seen them. I don't think we've seen drones. I haven't seen drones. Kathy was joking. We don't want any snow. I think you guys are too far south for snow, but you're going to get cold weather, girls. You girls are going to get cold weather. So businesses closed, schools are closing from the water issue. That's dangerous. I don't like that. I would just be drinking Diet Cokes. The drones. The drones are very bizarre. They're big. As you all know, we watched them on the news. I'm going to make the picture bigger now. I think I figured out how to do that. Okay, there we go. Now, this is a military drone. This is, I think, what they kind of look like. Apparently, some people were saying they're the size of an SUV. But I'm wondering if people were actually seeing airplanes. I don't know. I want a drone. And I know Tammy wants a drone for her search and rescue work as well. And next week, Michelle has a missing person case down by her that we're going to look at next week. So we'll get back into missing next week. That is a military drone right there. And that is look, it's the size of a plane. So for them to say, oh, we don't have big drone, look at that. I think that's AI generated. But seriously, this is what it looked like in Jersey. They were taking pictures of them one right after the next. Very frightening. And I think the frightening thing about the drones, swimming drones, is the fact that we were getting, oh, we don't know what they are. We don't know what they are. No, nothing to see here. Oh, you got a drone at a gas station. Oh, okay. That's what the government. Here we go. Now they're over Maryland. So they were over Maryland. See what they look like? Kind of like the pictures. So we had people saying, oh, they're Pikas or Palladians or the snake person in the middle. They're all these space people. I don't think so. Oh, look, it's the Galactica people that are sending the drones. No. Maybe it's I put that up here. I thought, well, maybe it's like Jabba the Hutt. Now, what was funny? Why did they cluster? I think they cluster kind of like how you do searching grids, Tammy. You know how when you get in a search and rescue and you do the grid search? That's when we look at the astrology, if I went by what the astrology event chart tells us, they were searching for something. So I would say it's kind of like when you do a search and everybody gets into a line and they move up and down the line like a grid search. So I thought this was an interesting little tidbit of info of the world's, I don't know if we can say this, N weapons are. As you can see, 2 powers have the most. Okay. Interesting. No-fly zones. When no-fly zones go into effect. Interesting. So people were also coming out saying it was a CIA program called Project Bluebeam, where they try to say that they're going to like put a fake information out there that God's talking to us telepathically. And then there's like certain steps where they've got these fake aliens come in and it's all for control. That was another theory out there. Project Bluebeam, another one of these CIA projects. Boy, they're loaded with these things. Kind of like the MK Ultra. These are the theories. Now, what was funny is back in 2023, right in the zone where the drones were, the government agencies were developing a prototype testing and evaluation corridor. But when the government was asked, they said, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing the drones. People are looking at planes. This was the corridor, the test corridor, which is the area where the drones were flying. That's another theory. Then another theory was they're looking for something nuclear because warheads are missing. And now there was a what is it called? Like an inventory or an audit done by the Pentagon, and there are some missing. I believe there are 6 nuclear warheads missing. I believe it's 6 from the audit. I'm not sure if it's 6. I think it is. Now, if you look at some of the radiation, it does report higher on certain days. So that makes sense. It makes sense. That was so. Okay, look at this, you guys. Wait till you see this with the astrology. So what would, and you guys have watched many shows to know what a lot of things are. So what would a drone be? What planet would a drone be? Well, of course it would be what space? It's Aquarius and Uranus. Well, look at the purple arrow in the 12th house. What is hidden? The drones are being hidden. 12th house. Interesting. Well. Look at the green arrow all the way to the opposite of Uranus. It goes right to that little dot circle in the 6th house, which is the sun. Now, who could that be? Well, in mundane astrology, that's the president. Okay, so we're going to narrow it down. The drones are a government-sponsored something. What is the 12th house in mundane astrology, especially the USA chart? It's the 3-letter agencies: CIA, FBI, Homeland Security, hidden secret agencies. So the drones are coming from a 3-letter agency at the direction of the president. So we're going to look even further and count 3 houses down to Mars. Mars is the military. So we look at Mars, Leo, which is the house of the president, is in that particular house. Well, what do you know? I circled the P. Which is, guess what? Nuclear. The military was out looking for something nuclear. The president knew about it. They put restrictions on communications because Saturn is going right to Mercury because they thought it might have been an open enemy. So we've gathered that much information. So we look at the moon in the 2nd house, which is the people. That's the people. It heads up to Venus. The women were very upset due to safety. And also the women were out there taking pictures, a lot of females, and videos. What happened is the population and the people started taking with Neptune all the videos. So it screwed up the plan. Guess where they were coming from? The water. It's up in Pisces. So somehow these things were out in the water. So I thought that this chart was pretty telling. I thought it was very telling. And I think the communications just got out of control. But they were looking for, I believe, in the 3rd house, neighborhoods for radiation or something nuclear. Pluto is plutonium. So that is, I thought it was interesting. So we would be safe to say from the astrology, very safe to say, I would bet on this, that it was a military operation looking for something nuclear. Now, why couldn't they tell us that? Like maybe people would freak out. I don't know. Here's Howie. You also have to stick to the facts. That one, these drones were seen spraying into the atmosphere. 2 weeks of fog. There have been unusual masks. Now, the fog, Howie, the fog would be Neptune. So we've got Neptune up there that's joined with the military. Neptune could have been that fog. if you see it. And Pisces would have been like the spray, watery spray. Neptune would have been the spray. Definitely military. But it has to do with a secret agency. That's where the drones are. I forgot about the fog. The fog would be Neptune. There you have it. It's crazy. The astrology is crazy. The astrology pretty well pinned it for us, didn't it? It told us. And I used Island Beach, New Jersey, because that's where I think they were kind of showing up. I think it's interesting. Now, I looked tonight on the internet, and they're still out there. I think there's just so much going on at this current moment that people are, I don't know if people just aren't paying attention to them, because somebody took another, I don't know if you guys can see this, another picture of one. You can see that on, oh, wait. There. Another picture of one. There we go. Somebody in New Jersey took a picture of it as it flew by her. So there we go. They're still out there. I don't think so. I don't, they don't like chance panicking people. People want transparency. I think the more that they hide things from the people, they didn't come to Kentucky. They were in a certain place and they were in certain areas. And they were looking for something. But the fog thing is interesting too. I don't trust them. I don't trust anything. Now, what's interesting is this came up on the nuclear waste website from the government. It shows that from a barge came in, and a shipping container was missing it was carrying nuclear stuff. They couldn't find it. So a shipping container came into port. The container was empty. It contained less than Cat 3 level of radioactive material, which is still very dangerous. Okay. What happened is on December 17th, it was found. So could that have been it? Could that have been the solved mystery? A shipping container came into port. They opened up the container. It was supposed to be nuclear radioactive material, and it was gone. There was nothing there. Could that have caused the panic? I don't know. They should have told people. This, I don't know. No, it's something people are seeing things that come from a gas station is ridiculous. So, and this is what I thought. When they show you the right hand, you got to look to the left, because what were they hiding in December? We had 2 congressional reports came down that were not favorable on lockdowns. There was a lot of information on that. The new J6 bombshell report came out that FBI moles were in the building. Over 200 agents, Homeland Security, Secret Service, and FBI moles were dressed up as Americans. Now we have congressional members being referred to for criminal investigations for witness tampering. We're seeing all kinds of governments falling. The mayor of New York said that there are 500 displaced children that came across the border. The Pentagon again failed yet another audit, missing what? 6 dirty bombs? I think there's 6. Is this what was trying to be hidden? You never know with distractions. So we got to put that into play. We don't know. But then, that's USA. We've got this happened on New Year's Day. Well, look at this. How weird is this that a Tesla truck that's bulletproof comes up in front of Trump Tower in Vegas and blows up from firecrackers? We have now found out this was a Green Beret, allegedly, a Green Beret with the highest level of clearance, special operations. His uncle came out and said he was a big Trump supporter. If he wanted to take down the Trump Tower with his experience, he could have. Was it him? A new video came out and they stated that the person in the car sustained a bullet wound to the head, suicide, prior to the bomb going off. But now there's video out that clearly shows somebody in the car moving their head around before the bomb is ignited. They're in the car. Another mystery with this person. This person, at the beginning, all the friends came out and said there's nothing to this. He was a great American. He was a special agent. He was very proud of his work. He didn't do anything. He was in good condition. This is a mystery. And then 2 weeks later, we're hearing he had PTSD. The body was charred beyond recognition from the fire. The DNA, now they've released this information. The DNA did not match his son's. Number two, if the body was charred beyond recognition, how did his passport survive that explosion? How did his license and his cell phone sustain that explosion? But yet he was burned beyond recognition, but paper made it through. It doesn't make much sense, does it? It does not make any sense. So I kept thinking, none of this is adding up. And because it was a Tesla, the bomb went up. It didn't even do any damage hardly to the Trump Tower. So he knew what he was doing. He did not do this to do harm to the Trump Tower. And it's none of this is adding up. Okay, Tammy, that's right. That's what I've heard. That his DNA did not match. The DNA that was found in the car did not match his son's DNA. That has been released. None of this makes sense. Okay? None of it. So now they're saying it was PTSD and he unalived himself. So we're going to look at the chart. If I were just to look at this chart, it would be a suicide chart. Why do I say that? Because Pluto in the 12th house and the moon would be him, would be our special agent. And Pluto in the 12th house is suicide. Uranus in the 8th house is suicide. A bomb is Uranus up to the truck, which is Mercury, out in the open, out in the public. But what's funny is Pluto goes over to Mars, which is the military. They said he was torn up over a female. Okay, a female is in the first house. That would be what was on his mind. That was what was in front of him. So if I were to look at the astrology, I would say, wait a minute, it matches up with what they're telling us. Make it even more confusing. But I don't know. Okay, so Lee says scare tactic. Many do that. Yeah, I mean, Michelle, not at all. I know. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Howie agrees. What do you all think? What was the message? Okay. Scare tactic. Many do that. Okay, so now the plot thickens. We get this from, here we go. This is an email that was sent to a creator that's got, I think, like 1 million subscribers on his Twitter and his podcast, sent from Berg, our special agent. He goes in to say, in case I don't make it to my decision point or on to Mexico, I'm sending this now. He verified his first car. What we have been seeing with drones in Jersey, are the operational use of propulsion system drones, which he claims are very, very, very lethal. Okay. China has been launching those from the Atlantic, from submarines for years. But this activity recently has picked up. So he goes on to explain all of this information, how that this drone technology could be pointed towards Washington, D.C. at a certain upcoming event, perhaps, which would be toast, because how could we defend that? He said he's been followed for over a week now from likely Homeland or FBI, and they are looking to move on me and are unlikely going to let me cross into Mexico but won't, because they know I am armed and I have a massive VBIED in his car, in the Tesla, which he rented. I've been trying to maintain a very visible profile and have kept my phone, and they are definitely digitally tracking me. He also goes in to say, because he had done some tours in Afghanistan, of the war crimes that existed in Afghan from the CIA, which we all know about those. And so he went on to say this. He vetted his LinkedIn, Matt Berg, on active duty with high clearance. And I think it's funny. First of all, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. So how crazy is that? This came. So what green lines? The green lines on the chart, Lois? 1, 2, 3. Quincunx, 150 degrees. Those are quincunxes. That's called a quincunx. It's a little less harsh as a square. It's more than a square, less than an opposition, kind of in the middle. It's a harsh aspect. So Matt Berg sends this out to all the media outlets. He sends it out to other people to get this out there. So is this now a cover-up? Is this true? The FBI has come out and verified that this did indeed come from Matt Berg's account. It did come from his email. What's more interesting is on another, it wasn't like Messenger, it was another type of where you can contact people. After the explosion, it came up on this influencer or creator's phone that Matt Berg had changed his security to get into his contact name. So he went in after the explosion and has changed the security code to contact him. So is he alive? I don't know. So what I did is I did what is called astrocartology. Okay, this is not the mapping that I usually do for missing persons. This is just kind of a study of astrology called location astrology. It'll tell you if you're going on a vacation on a certain date or whatever, would be a good time. Is this a good place to move to? What is favorable around this time to go to a certain place? It's called travel astrology. So I thought, I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to put in New Year's Eve. Sure enough, we had the New Orleans horrific, terrible incident on New Year's Eve. So we got aligned to New Orleans, which was the IC, the end of the matter. What does that mean? Well, look at this. What do you know? Well. Took us right to Las Vegas. We have military, we have Pluto, and we have Matt Berg, the moon, all at Las Vegas. Isn't that interesting? End of the matter seems to have ended up somewhere down in Mexico. Like, what? Can see where the lines go? I don't know. This is kind of weird. I thought it was interesting. So on one map on New Year's Eve, I put in Las Vegas. I mean, it's just kind of weird. I don't use astrocartology because I really don't study it, but I thought it was very, very interesting. And then, of course, we've always got lines headed up to Washington, D.C., don't we? Seems like. We had them with Matthew Crooks, and we also had them with now this incident. All roads always seem to go up to D.C. So I thought that was interesting. What are your thoughts on that? So tell me in the chat what you guys think, what your thoughts are. Do you think he was suffering from PTSD? Where did this note come from? They basically have an unlimited pay loan capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted. It's checkmate. Interesting. They are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. So I thought that was interesting that this came out. And this guy's very legitimate as a special ops Green Beret. He's highly decorated. He's highly decorated soldier. Is it PTSD? Or is he telling us? Did he spoil a plan about the drones? What do you guys think? What do you all in the chat think? Food for thought. Food for thought. I thought it was interesting, so that's why I added his chart in here. The New Orleans chart did not seem to connect to any of it. I think that was, I hate to say it, but a coincidence. But we'll see. Are you guys thinking or just don't have any thoughts on it? I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. If we go back and look. Keep looking back. Here's our drone chart. Oh, no, that's New Orleans. My bad. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's interesting. What are the green lines? Yeah, the scare tactics are worse than the paranormal for some. Yeah, true. Yeah, I believe that. And Leah, they wanted a message sent. What do you guys think? Don't know. It's to me, it's really interesting. I think this, Renee, what do you think? Do you think that this is legit, that the guy is for real, or is this, was this somebody, an influencer trying to get, likes and clicks? I don't know, because the FBI has come out and stated that this is an authentic email from his account. We had that weather balloon floating across the country for a week. We sure did, Lois. It went over Kentucky. It went all over our country. It went over big, important bases, and they didn't do anything about it. They just let it go. Oh, nothing to see here. Oh, you could get one of those balloons at a gas station. Oh, okay. I mean, that one guy that's in charge of the military said, "Oh, it's like one of those drones you get at a gas station." I'm thinking, never seen a drone at a gas station. I don't know. Anything can happen nowadays. What's up is down, and what is down is up. That's why I think you got to look all and do a complete head spin and look at all the scenarios, because we don't know anymore. It's a warning once again. I know. It's very, and if Berg was trying to give out a warning, it's very apparent he was. So maybe if there was a plot, if there was a plan, it's been foiled. He's uncovered it. So I got to give the guy credit that if that were the case, good for him. He's a hero. And let's hope that he is in Mexico. Could be, look at the shiny or the man behind the curtain too. Exactly. Like I said, I haven't seen any, but they're still out there because people are still taking pictures of them. But there's so much going on, with, I know with like now the fires in California, and people are saying that's crazy again. People are comparing that to Maui. And, there's no fire in their fire hydrants. There's no water in their fire hydrants. They don't have any firefighters. They're like, that's getting screwed, and that's getting, people are looking at that screwy too. We looked at the Maui fires. So I don't know. It's just kind of like, we got to keep our eyes open, you guys. But I'm glad we have the astrology to give us some hints as to what is happening. Because the astrology is very accurate. But if I went by this chart, they were looking for something. Unless they were practicing, whatever this guy is telling us, we'll have to, I guess, wait and see. But nothing is matching up. I think, too, when they give us a set of facts and then they turn around and do a complete about face and flip on what they're telling us from a week and a half ago, like the body is charred beyond recognition, but yet you're showing me a picture of a license and a passport that immaculately made it out. I mean, it's almost like, do I look that stupid? I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. Then again, it might be cleansing in Cali for all the weird and strange that state has done or is doing. Oh, it's just horrible what's happened there. Absolutely horrible. Just horrific. The mayor of Los Angeles is under fire. She cut the fire department's budget by $20 million. And the people of California 8 years ago agreed to put out like $8 billion to have water reserves so that in the rainy season and when it comes down from the mountains, they can make water reserves. So they have water. Not one has been built. That was 8 years ago. Billions of dollars. Because when they were going to hydrants, they were empty. There's no water. They don't have any water to fight the fires. So that's why people are using their hoses. So it's a very sad situation. Very, very sad. But the mayor is very much under fire right now tonight. So that's another weird situation. So we're going to have to wait and see. Oh, here we go, Lee. Wait until they use AI to have Jesus coming out of the clouds. Now, if we go by that theory, Lee, that's what it is, it's Project Bluebeam. That's what they've got. That's what that Project Bluebeam is. So when we start seeing Jesus coming out of the clouds, we know. People just start laughing about it. They'll be going, Bluebeam, we're on to you. Try something else. It's almost kind of funny because we're so loud here, we just call people out. It's very weird. We're going to have to keep an eye on this, you guys. But I thought that was interesting to show you all about the drones. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. Here's your Bluebeam, Lee. Here you go. Oh, yes, Denise, that is really... Now, Denise, I heard that on interviews that it was entire subdivisions 4 months ago. All of their fire insurance has been canceled. It's everybody that's coming on to be in front of a camera. That 4 months ago, massive insurance cancellations, massive. The insurance companies canceled everybody's fire insurance. Massive. Everybody's talking about that. So they do not have fire insurance. A lot of the folks out there, they do not, which is very sad. How did that happen? Weird. Again, here we go again. Everybody's saying that their insurance was canceled. Everybody is saying that. A gal got on a, I don't know if it wasn't TikTok, but it was on a live. Said her parents were 90 years old. They had lived there for 70 years and their insurance was just canceled. Her parents were 90 years old and she was there with her brother with a hose trying to save the house because both of her parents were 90 and they had no fire insurance because it was canceled. It all leads back to Diddy or the Pope. Everything leads back to Diddy. We blame Diddy for everything. Diddy is the fall guy. Diddy is the fall guy. It does. It's Diddy's fault. I'm done with him. Or the Pope. Yeah, it's the Pope. Diddy ain't going nowhere. The insurance companies knew in advance. How did that happen? I don't believe in coincidences, Gail. I don't. None of these people have insurance. Awful. I know. None of the reservoirs were built. And also, they do not have the foresting program that they should. The Weather Channel came on tonight. I was watching it and was showing people in that area how you keep your vegetation and your trees and everything around your home to prevent the fire from coming onto your house because they don't have proper forestry management in California. Now, the Getty Museum did the proper forestry management because they're millionaires, and the fire did not go to the museum. It did not burn down. So the Weather Channel on TV tonight was telling people 10 feet from your house, no trees, and then go 30 feet out, and then 100 feet out. And you have to get the leaves up. You have to have rocks. And I mean, when the Weather Channel is telling people how to maintain forestry in a fire zone, but yet the state is not taking the lead, there's something wrong. Something very wrong. And the firemen are coming out and saying, we just don't have the people. We don't have the resources. We don't have the people. And in 2022, they sent a bunch of equipment over to Ukraine, fire equipment. Renee, I still believe they're saying, let's leave everything a mess for Orange Man. I don't know. It is a mess. It's one thing after another. It is a mess. I feel very bad for those people in California. Very, very bad. How did that happen? If the insurance company took off the fire insurance beforehand, they had a clue that fires would happen, as most have been proven to have been started on purpose. What a lot of people are saying on the lives that live there are that there is a gigantic homeless population in California, none like we all know about. I mean, we don't have a homeless population at all. But from California, just looking at the pictures of LA or San Francisco, it's everywhere. Thousands and thousands of people on the streets. But they said back in those canyons and back in those hills are just thousands and thousands of people that use a lot of fire. And then when those winds start up, that's how the fires get started. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of homeless people in California. Hundreds of thousands. It's horrible. Planned. Could be. We're going to have to wait and see and watch this one. I'll do a chart on it and we'll take a look at, you know what I'll do? I'll compare Maui fires to California fires and we'll see if they're even close. Maui fires were very sketch, very suspect to me on the astrology. Very, very suspect. Very, very. I've got the slideshow, so I will check. One has to wonder what's going on in North Carolina and now California. Well, North Carolina, had it not been for the American people and places like Samaritan's Purse and Cajun Navy and the good American people and the Appalachia spirit, they didn't get any help. They've not gotten any government assistance, period. We all know that. Here's Howie. Lee, they have given their hands away. Look at the rave parties. People know the tech, but oh yeah, look at those rave parties. It's horrific. The sad part about that, Howie, is everybody knew about those rave parties. They have gone on for decades, and nothing was done. Nothing was done. Powers that be want us to fear absolutely. And we are not intelligent enough to know. Absolutely. But I think what's foiling the plans are, people are figuring it out. Exactly. When we all see Jesus coming out of the clouds, everybody's just going to laugh. It's going to be funny because everybody has figured it out. When all the drones made huge pictures in the sky, what we perceive, it's interesting how people misconceive what you're seeing. Those drones make beautiful pictures in the sky. Did you see the dragons and like the fairies? It's amazing what they can do with technology. Absolutely, they'll do it. Sure, they'll do it, but we've got it figured out. People have got it figured out. They do. They really do. People have figured it out. And I think that's what's very frightening right now is in astrology, we've got Pluto that moved into in the third house of the United States chart in the media. Pluto is overlooking the media right now, completely is destroying it. It's completely destroying it. So good luck messing with the media for the next 20 years. Anything bad in the media, we're going to find out. They can't. We're screwed. It's all figured out. So good luck with the media. Good luck with Pluto. Tell us how Pluto works out for you. You're not in for a fun ride. So that's true. They do. I think they do think we're not intelligent. I agree with this, Howie, 100%. They think we are not intelligent enough to know, yet all of us know. All of us know, and we're from all different. And you know, the funny part about that, Howie, is we have people from all different parts of the country and Canada in the chat. So it's not like, oh, it's just people from a certain area. Everybody in this United States of America knows. Everybody knows now. At this point, all we should be looking at media for is entertainment. I canceled all mine. I have 0 news channels on my cable. None. I canceled them all. I thought, you're not getting my money. It's meant to misdirect and cause confusion. And again, the astrology is going to bite them because when Neptune moves into Saturn, it's in Pisces now. Neptune and Saturn are going to move into Aries. There is no more confusion. All the confusion, all the misinformation, all the veils are off. So if people aren't on board or know what's happening, they will know. They tried to keep us shut in during 2020. It did. It backfired miserably. Miserably. It backfired here too. Yeah. You know, that's the one I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Godzilla to come in. Godzilla's going to be next. Godzilla might work in New York. Godzilla might be the next one. I don't know. We're going to have to all wait and see because people know it. People know what's going on. And that's what's so interesting. We will keep up on it, you guys, because we have the astrology to tell us what's going on. We know exactly what's happening. So, but you guys, thank you for coming back. Next week, we're going to look at Michelle has got a missing case down in her area where she lives. And we're going to take a look at that case, get back on track with the missing cases. So we're going to look at that case next Wednesday. Bigfoot. Yeah, Bigfoot could be another one. That might be another one because everybody knows about the aliens and Jesus. So that's Project Bluebeam is Project No Go. Project No Go. Everybody knows about it. Idiots. They're idiots. Let's see. Renee, also the underwater strange crafts that are coming out of the depths of the sea. We got to look for the boat that's showing all of those things coming out of the sea, though. That's the whole thing. We got to look for those. It could be that, or it could be, I don't know. We have to wait and see. We have to watch this. Stay tuned in, and we'll stay informed. Keep in tune with the Riff Nation Network. We will keep everybody up to date. That's why I put all these funny things in there. They're trying to say, oh, it's Palladians. Oh, okay. Oh, look there. Oh, look, it's Jabba the Hutt. Oh, okay. We're going to see Jabba the Hutt floating around. We're going to see something. Well, you guys have a great week. If you are in the... Oh, yeah, Lee's right. We forgot. Look at that. The bird one. It's the bird one. It's the bird or the monkey. Mermaids, Bigfoot, Nessie, Champy will all be on TikTok live shortly. I know. Well, you guys have a great week. And Michelle, we will thank you, hon. We will take a look at, I'm going to take a look at your case this week. I know they're down there. Are they still looking? A lot of search and rescue going on in your area? Or has the weather been bad? I like those drone shows, though. I think we should do drone shows here instead of fireworks. I like them better. They're neat. Oh, no, I didn't the first time. Nobody wore them here. People wore them, don't get me wrong, but they were like hanging around, like around your neck. Nobody wore them. We were very rebellious. We didn't wear them. Weather related. Okay. I'll check it out. So we will do that one next week. And welcome back, you guys. Time to get back on track. New year. We have to stay on top of this astrology because 2025 is not going to disappoint. I'm going to tell you that. So stay warm. Stay safe. If it gets cold in your area, just, man, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. We'll get through the snow. And I will see you guys next Wednesday at 8 o'clock for another good case. So have a great week, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.